Rams head coach Steve Spagnuolo welcoming some young fans to the game today. It's the final regular season home game for the Rams. Will Mike Singletary's 49ers host a playoff game in 2 weeks? Who will it be in the NFC West?
Well, you always want to be able to control your own destiny at this point in the season. St. Louis and Seattle have achieved that. If you win, you are in. Now, San Francisco would need a little bit of help. They have to win their remaining 2 games and have Seattle lose. Now, if St. Louis wins today, that sets up the showdown next week, St. Louis, Seattle, for the NFC West title.
And that game will be played in the Pacific Northwest. The 49ers have won the toss, but Mike Singletary elects to defer, so San Francisco will get the ball to start the second half. Jeff Reed will kick off to Danny Amendola, who leads the NFL in all-purpose yards. This is Amendola from the 4. Out across the 25 to the 29-yard line. 25 yards on the return. C.J. Spillman made the tackle as the rookie out of Oklahoma, Sam Bradford, who has become the 3rd rookie in NFL history to throw for over 3,000 yards. Bradford leads the Rams offense out onto the field.
Yeah, but in a little bit of a slump right now, has not thrown a touchdown pass in the last 3 games after having a great start to this season. But I think the future is very bright for St. Louis. I've been very impressed with Sam Bradford's play this season.
Steven Jackson in the backfield, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line, and Bradford to the air on 1st down, and Denario Alexander takes it out to the 38-yard line for a gain of 9. Reggie Smith made the tackle.
Well, I think the big thing, and Tony talked about it, is getting Steven Jackson going during the course of this game. You don't want to get into a situation where you have to be dropping back and throwing the football. This offensive line a couple of weeks ago against New Orleans, susceptible to the blitz. Last week against Kansas City, didn't do well one-on-one. So you don't want to get into those situations against this Niners defense.
2nd down and 1 from the 38-yard line. There's Jackson, 4th leading rusher in the NFC, and Steven Jackson picks up a 1st down, gain of 5, out to the 43. Patrick Willis the tackle for the 14th ranked 49ers defense.
And I think Justin Smith could be one of the keys for this San Francisco defense up front. How does he play in those one-on-one situations? Tony talked about Patrick Willis, Takeo Spikes playing with heavily bandaged hands because of the broken bones.
There they are right there, Darryl. Both have right hands that are not working today, all wrapped up. That's what they do against Steven Jackson.
4 wide receiver set, and the Rams keep it on the ground with Jackson. Gain of 2 out to the 45, wrapped up by Justin Smith.
2 great players in the middle, Takeo Spikes and Patrick Willis. That's a great job of taking on the lead blocker, but you know, the toughest thing that he's going to have to do is get off that block. You know, if them offensive linemen get their hands inside, you got to shed the block and make the tackle. That's what they're going to really run into problems today. Tough guys, though, Darryl. You can't take anything away from those 2.
Yeah, and we asked Patrick Willis, you know, what part hurts the most during the course of the game? He said everything. It doesn't matter. If I bump it, it really, really hurts.
Play clock winding down. Rams just get the snap away on 2nd down and 8. And the pass is short, intended for LaRon Robinson.
You can see Sam Bradford right there. He wants that play in quicker. The reason they were late, not anything to do with him at the line of scrimmage. He wants that play in quicker. Look at Deshaun Golson, number 38, undercutting that route. And that's one of the things that people have talked about with this Rams offense. Is there enough film on him out there right now? Teams are defending certain things that they did very well during the course of the early part of the season, and they haven't transitioned out of that yet.
Rams now facing a 3rd down and 8. They must get to the San Francisco 47. Kenneth Darby replaces Jackson in the backfield. Bradford to the air on 3rd down. And Danny Amendola picks up the 1st.
He got north and south really fast after that catch, huh, D, to get the 1st down?
Well, that's one of the things that this Rams team has done. You know, you're going to go to Danny Amendola on 3rd down. San Francisco has to be aware of that. He was in the slot. They played his zone coverage. You can see him coming across on that shallow crossing route right there. You've got to be able to move up and make that tackle short of the sticks.
Amendola needed 8. He gained 9. So a new set of downs for the Rams. Bradford out of the shotgun. from the 46-yard line. Pass is complete to Jackson. Snuck out of the backfield. Takes it down to the 41-yard line. Gain of 5. Willis the tackle.
49ers trying to run a little stunt up on the line of scrimmage. They come out with a 4-man front. See the 2 tackles and the 2 ends on the outside. The 2 guys on the right, you'll see them come inside. They're trying to loop around. But that gives Sam Bradford a lot of time in the pocket to find Manny Lawson.
And what was the one thing we heard from San Francisco? That ball comes out quick, so you're going to have to be real careful, Tony, running those long, slow developing twists up front.
A lot of time in the pocket.
Amendola takes the end around, and then he fires downfield, looking for Alexander, and it is picked off. There is a flag. Reggie Smith with the interception, but a penalty marker at the 2-yard line.
Tell you what, he's a tough player, Darryl. He can run fast, he can catch, but there's a big question mark whether he can throw or not.
Pass interference. The 22 to defense. Automatic first down.
Well, you know how it is, Tony. You throw that ball down the field deep. You've got an opportunity for a big play. You can see right here, St. Louis is holding nothing back. They're going to be aggressive today, throwing off that back foot. Nate Clemens never gets his head around to find the ball. That's a veteran player who's got to be a lot smarter in that situation. He's got a teammate in position, Reggie Smith, to make the interception. He has to be smart.
Nate Clemens flag, 39-yard penalty. 2 tight ends, Jackson the lone back. On 1st and goal, Steven Jackson takes it in for a Rams touchdown.
I still go back to the coin toss, Tony. You defer in this situation. I do not know why Mike Singletary chose to defer. You've made a change at quarterback. Get him out there. Let him get into the flow of the game.
And now the momentum's totally in the Rams' corner.
The Rams score a touchdown on their opening drive for the first time in 12 games. Josh Brown adds the extra point. 49ers defer. Rams strike first. At least one young Rams fan is happy that Mike Singletary elected to defer.
Absolutely, right down there by the goal line. Had a great seat for that touchdown drive.
And of course, the 39-yard pass interference penalty on Clemens set up the Rams. 1st and goal on the 1, and Jackson took it in. Ted Ginn back deep for the 49ers. Brown's kick taken at the 7 by Ginn, the former Dolphin. And he's down at the 23-yard line. Darian Stewart, the tackle on special teams. Here comes Troy Smith of the Niners offense. Back in St. Louis, 7-0 lead for the Rams. Troy Smith making his 6th start this season, 8th of his NFL career. 49ers start from their own 24-yard line. And on 1st down, a handoff to Brian Westbrook, a longtime Philadelphia Eagle. Filling in for the injured Frank Gore, and Westbrook gains 8.
Well, we've talked a lot about the change at quarterback, but make no mistake, this is a run-first offense, and it's going to be key to keep Brian Westbrook moving. Play good down and distance with the marker, so a lot of that falls to this group right here. 2 young guys up front. They're a physical offensive line. It's how Mike Singletary wants to build this team.
There's Alex Smith, who has started 9 games this season, including the last 2. 49ers empty the backfield on 2nd and 2. Westbrook split out to the right. Smith throws left to Delaney Walker. And Walker has a 1st down. Out to the 37.
And for the St. Louis Rams defense, they've got to come out and shut that run down, because what happened in the first matchup is the play action that came off of those run looks, and that was the deciding factor in that first go-around. So they're aware of it. They know they've got to stop the run. Be careful about play action. When they have an opportunity to get Troy Smith to the ground, get him to the ground. He throws the ball down the field regardless of the situation. He's very aggressive.
He had a big game against the Rams last month, threw for a career-high 356 yards. From the 36, it's Westbrook. And a terrific job by Fred Robbins to bring Westbrook down, no gain.
Brian Westbrook has done a nice job picking up for Frank Gore. Frank Gore is such a staple with the San Francisco 49ers, but Brian Westbrook, a great pickup in the offseason by San Francisco.
Also, the Fox Ball Cup in your left-hand corner. The holiday lights, they're your timeouts today. The snow doesn't mean anything, but it's a cool little effect there for the people up in the Northeast that are getting a lot of snow.
That's right, Goose. A lot of snow back east. Perfect weather inside the dome here in St. Louis. Second down and 10 as Smith hands it off. Westbrook and James Laurinaitis makes the tackle. Short gain. Setting up third down and long for the Niners.
And that was a nice job by James Laurinaitis on that play, too, because what you like to do, if everybody does their job, you can get your running back isolated one-on-one in the hole with that linebacker, and he had Brian Westbrook in space, did a good job making that tackle.
Laurinaitis, a teammate of Troy Smith at Ohio State.
I think that's where they got some of the inside skinny on his style of play.
Yep, Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner back in 2006. Low snap. Smith scoops it up. Down he goes. It's his ex-teammate Laurinaitis.
Not a good snap by David Boss at all. Take a look at it. I mean, he never gets it up off the ground. It sort of drags it along the ground, the turf there. Never gets up into Troy's hands. Heads up play by that defense, though, getting him down on the ground.
And the second sack of the season for Laurinaitis. Andy Lee back at his own 15-yard line. Penalty markers, and the play is blown dead.
False start. Number 27, the offense. 5-yard penalty remains. Fourth down.
C.J. Spillman. Not the start that Mike Singletary had in mind.
No, well, the start to the season, 0-5. It's just been a tough year. We had San Francisco last year in week 4, and the confidence that this team exuded at that time, and then to see them this year, it's completely different.
Lee just gets it away. Amendola from the 23-yard line. And Spillman, who was called for the penalty a moment ago, makes the tackle. Return of just 2. Good start for Laurinaitis and the Rams. Seven 7-0 lead for the Rams over Mike Singletary's 49ers. Troy Smith back in the saddle. Alex Smith started the first 7. Troy Smith the next 5. Alex the last 2. And on the other side, you have Sam Bradford, who has not missed a snap this season.
It's so important at the NFL level to have stability at the quarterback position. I mean, everywhere, in all levels of football. If you can solidify that one point, that one spot on the field, it is such a huge, huge difference.
Only Bradford and Peyton Manning have taken every snap at quarterback for their team this season. Rams start from the 24-yard line as Bradford goes over the top looking for Alexander. And we check in for the first time today with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. Kurt.
How about Cleveland against Baltimore? Browns with the ball. Is it an end around? Is it a reverse? How about a pass? Muhammad Massaquoi to Brian Robisky, 29-yard score. Second week in a row, Robisky has scored a touchdown. He never had one before. They lead 7-0. Kenny Moose Goose.
Massaquoi having better luck than Amendola.
Much better. Looked like a much better throw.
On second and 10, here's Jackson, and he runs right into the arms, or at least the arm, of Patrick Willis.
Takeo Spikes is out. Patrick Willis on that play. What a great job of knowing what you have. Only has one hand, like we mentioned before. Reads it really well, meets him in the hole, wraps him up. That's textbook right there.
That might just level the playing field if Patrick Willis plays with one hand, Goose. I mean, it's really not fair when he's got both.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable player.
He's got to the Pro Bowl in each of his first 3 seasons. Four receivers set, third down and 10. Bradford under pressure. There is a flag. Bradford hit by Ray McDonald. Now a second flag is thrown. Pete Morelli will sort things out.
They're going to get him for hitting the quarterback.
I know you're not going to be happy. I see
There
where
are
the
two
flag
fouls
is.
on the play. Holding, number 52 of the defense. That penalty will be declined.
That's Willis.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, hitting the quarterback in the helmet area. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Patrick Willis only having one hand.
Well, let's take a look at your replay, Tony. I know. I agree, Tony. I love what the league is doing. I love that they're trying to make it a safer game for the guys, but sometimes they're just things that are part of the game, and that's what's going to happen. You mentioned it, Tony. It's going to impact Takeo and Patrick in a number of different ways during the course of the game. Coverage, an area we didn't really think about. I mean, immediately if you get beat, you're going to reach out and grab and pull.
If you're a defensive lineman like Ray McDonald, got to get your hands up. Sometimes you're going to get that little tap in the helmet.
And now on the toss, Steven Jackson picks up a first down out across midfield. Finally knocked out of bounds after a 12-yard gain by Shawntae Spencer.
Well, he told his teammates he wanted the game put on his shoulder this week. It's a huge game. There hasn't been a game of this magnitude in St. Louis for a long time, and this is one of their best players throughout the course of his career here. And I agree with what Tony said at the top, just start hammering away at him, and it's only going to make Sam Bradford better.
Some more trickery from the Rams. The end around this time to Brandon Gibson. But Ahmad Brooks able to tackle Gibson from behind, gain of just one.
Not a good decision by Brandon Gibson. He's got to get up inside that block and then maybe get back out towards the sideline. But he ran right into where Ahmad Brooks had been blocked.
So now 2nd and 9 for St. Louis. Penalties have hurt the 49ers in this first quarter. The pass interference call on Clemens during the last drive. And a personal foul on McDonald, keeping this drive alive for St. Louis. Jackson to the 46. Missouri native Justin Smith to tackle. Gain of 3.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot about Justin Smith, but in my opinion, one of the best interior defensive linemen in the NFL. And I'd say San Francisco really missed him. He got ejected from the game last week when he had, in my opinion, accidental contact with the referee, but by rule, he had to be ejected. That had a huge impact on this Niners defense.
That was ridiculous. I don't know why they I saw the disqualification and him getting ejected last week. I mean, he was just focused on somebody else. He didn't even know it was the official and accidentally hit him, and I know that's a rule, but it really changed the game last week for the San Francisco 49ers, losing justice.
The Rams in the playoffs with 2 wins. They have not been to the postseason since 2004. 49ers eliminated with a loss today. 3rd down and 7 for St. Louis. And a flag.
False start, number 46. Offense. 5-yard penalty remains, 3rd down.
Tight end Daniel Phelps.
Those are the little ones during the course of the game that won't show up in the box score, but just make it so much more harder to have consistency throughout the game.
First Rams penalty. 49ers have already been penalized 3 times for 59 yards.
Here's Danny Amendola down here, looking out of the slot.
3rd down and 12. Bradford complete to Kenneth Darby, but he's tackled at the 48-yard line by Takeo Spikes, and the Rams forced to punt.
And there's a situation where we talked about they haven't advanced this offense, and you've got that film out. Everybody's seen it. They know you like to make vertical routes, go clear that area and then sneak somebody down inside, or you're running crossing routes on 3rd down. San Francisco knows full well they're going to defend the areas that St. Louis has performed well in all season.
So here's Donnie Jones in the first meeting between these clubs. Jones punted 10 times. 49ers without a return. He did a terrific job in that game. Keeps it away from Ted Ginn here. There is a flag. Flag back at the 26-yard line.
Not a lot of style points on that one, but very effective.
During the kick, illegal block in the back. Number 53 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down. Timeout.
That's on Navarro Bowman. It's the 4th San Francisco penalty. Four and a half remaining. First quarter, Rams lead 7-0. 49ers pinned back at their own 3-yard line. Anthony Dixon, the rookie out of Mississippi State, in the backfield. This is Dixon, his first carry today. And he takes it out to the 7-yard line. Darrell Scott made the tackle. Coming up following the Rams and Niners, America's game of the week. Many of you will see the Giants and the Packers. Giants in position to clinch a playoff spot with a victory. Can they bounce back following their crushing loss to the Eagles last Sunday?
Now that's the big question. How do you respond after blowing a 21-point lead with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter?
49ers center David Voss shake it up. David Voss on the left has started every game for the 49ers this season. He will be replaced in the middle by Tony Raggi.
And keep your eyes on 64 back in this area. Everybody's going to fall on his back on the pile. And hopefully he just got the wind knocked out, but you could see him kind of holding his rib cage as he went to the side.
Second down and 5, 3 wide receivers. The gift to Westbrook. And Westbrook tackled after a short gain by the former New York Giant, Brian Keel.
Coming out with these multiple wide receivers trying to get this St. Louis defense to open up, but the linebackers are doing a good job. When they're in space, they're making short tackles for the Rams.
Yeah, being very patient back there.
You saw that run to pass ratio. Now St. Louis has got to be aware of that play action. Probably not here on third down.
Got to be aware of Troy Smith and his ability to run for the first also.
Interesting to see which way this one goes.
False start. Number 65 of the offense. After this through the goal, full third down.
Barry Sims, the left tackle.
Yeah, he was trying to point to the official to convince him that he was drawn offsides. Couldn't get his point sold. Again, third down penalty, some critical penalties by the San Francisco 49er team here early in this game. The big pass interference that led to the Rams' first touchdown, but a couple of key third downs on both offense and defense.
5 San Francisco penalties. 6 defensive backs in the game for the Rams. Third down and 8. And Smith has trouble with the snap, falls out in the end zone. So the problems continue for the 49ers into safety, and the Rams now lead 9-0.
Sometimes we forget about the fundamentals of the game. That one's on Troy Smith. That was a good snap by Tony Raggi. Hit him right in the stomach. Don't know if he took his eyes off it before he secured it. Now earlier he had one come back to him trying to dribble. Looks like he just took his eyes off it for a second. I think he sneaked a peek, Goose.
Yeah, I think he wasn't expecting it coming back with the velocity that it had. But he was looking for a little loop-de-loop, and that thing came back pretty fast. They're discussing on the sideline right now, but you get a different center in there. You know, everyone has their own different techniques. You know, quarterbacks aren't used to going and catching some snaps from some players, and all of a sudden, stuff just like that happens.
And you're backed up, Tony. You're in the, down by your end zone. It's going to be louder down there. It looks like when Mike Iupati was on the sideline talking to Tony Raggi about kind of the cadence with the quarterback. You're going on silent count. It's going to be based on movement because you're backed up close to that end zone, and this Rams crowd is ready to see some good football this afternoon. They've been into this game.
So Moss out with a rib injury. His return is questionable. Chris Long and James Hall combined for the safety. Here's Amendola, nice return. And the ball comes loose, but the Rams recover. Eugene Sims, very alert, able to fall on it, the rookie out of West Texas A&M. So the Rams now lead 9-0 following the safety as Sam Bradford leads the St. Louis offense back out last week in the loss to Kansas City. Bradford joined Peyton Manning, who reached 3,000 yards in the 14th game of his rookie season. Matt Ryan did it in his 14th game 2 years ago, and guess what? Bradford in game 14 as well.
St. Louis Ram fans hoping that he can become a quarterback like a Peyton Manning or a Matt Ryan for this franchise.
Bradford swings it out to Amendola as we check in on the Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans with Kurt.
Yeah, just across I-70 from where you guys are. The Chiefs trying to win the AFC West. They've got to win out to do that or get some help along the way. Right now, they're doing well. Jamal Charles, 2 touchdowns, and they lead it 14-0. Kenny Moose and Goose.
All right, Kurt. Chiefs clinched the division with a win and a San Diego loss in Cincinnati today. 2nd down and 5. Steven Jackson running hard, picks up a first down out to the 49-yard line. Gain of 9 for Jackson, who has reached the 1,000-yard mark for the 6th consecutive season.
Patrick Willis right here. They got 6 defensive backs on the field. Patrick Willis one-on-one with Jackson. And just, you know, he knows, Steven Jackson knows to cut to his left, which is the arm that Patrick Willis has all tied up.
Now Bradford fires. The pass is caught by Gibson. Inside the 20, looks to change direction. He does. And is finally pulled down at the 10 by Phillip Adams. Brandon Gibson gains 41 yards.
Nice throw by Sam Bradford coming out of the slot. Brandon Gibson fits it in right between the 2 linebackers.
Gibson's longest reception this season. Now Bradford in trouble. The ball comes loose on the hit from Willis. And it's recovered by Manny Lawson.
We talk about how dangerous Patrick Willis is. No one blocks him. Comes right up the middle. Does a great job throwing the tomahawk and stripping the ball. You got to know where he is on the field.
And one of the things that everybody spoke about with Sam Bradford from the 49ers was his decision-making. Right here, get this away or get it secured. It looked like he was trying to get it thrown. He didn't realize how close Patrick Willis was. And it's actually that taped-up hand that gets that ball knocked loose.
He's getting the most out of that hand, I'll tell you that, Darryl.
Well, I tell you what, if Manny Lawson can scoop that clean, Goose, there was not a lot of St. Louis Rams in the area. He might have taken that one to the house for a touchdown.
6th sack by Willis. A forced fumble. Recovery by Lawson. 49ers from their own 32. Troy Smith under pressure. And he throws it away.
Is he still in the pocket, Darryl?
That's what St. Louis is saying right now. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, he was definitely in the pocket.
Number 1 of the offense. 10-yard penalty and lost it down. 2nd down.
Normally in these situations, you've got Troy Smith on play action, so he's outside of the quarterback pocket. And he does a good job of making that decision to get the ball away. But when you're inside the pocket, you have to have a viable receiver in the area. You can see right there, nobody over on that sideline for San Francisco.
For a 10-yard penalty and a loss of down. It's the 6th San Francisco penalty in this first quarter. After the 49ers forced a red zone turnover by the Rams. 2nd and 20 off the play fake. Smith moving to his right. Throws, and the pass is too high, intended for Michael Crabtree.
I guarantee you that St. Louis practiced that play all week long because that was the one where all the big plays came in the first matchup. A little bootleg out to the right. They hit short flat passes that turned into big plays with a catch after the run. They had a big throw down the field, a big pass interference penalty off that same action.
Play clock at 2. And the Niners keep it on the ground with Westbrook. He's tackled at the 25, so the 49ers cannot capitalize on the Rams turnover. San Francisco will send out the punting unit.
But just to change field position a little bit there, St. Louis is really dominated in that aspect. If they can execute here with Andy Lee, maybe turn the tide of field position here right near the end of the first quarter.
Rams had first and goal from the 10. Bradford hit by Willis, the sack, the forced fumble. Punt by Andy Lee. And a fair catch called for at the 16-yard line by Amendola as the first quarter comes to an end. First place up for grabs in the NFC West. The St. Louis Rams with a 9-0 lead. One quarter in the books here in St. Louis with the Rams leading the 49ers 9-0. Sam Bradford and the Rams start from their own 16-yard line. And they keep it on the ground on first down as Ray McDonald and Justin Smith bring down Steven Jackson as we check in with Kurt.
Down 10-0 to the Bears. The Jets scored 2 touchdowns in 56 seconds. Having Jay Cutler sort of helps. Dwight Lowry picks him off, takes it 20 yards on the pick 6, and the Jets now have the lead 14-10, just like that. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Thanks, Kurt. Jets with 10 wins. Clinch a playoff spot with a victory today in Chicago. Second down and 11. Bradford over the middle. Amendola out across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Terrell Brown made the tackle.
Well, they're trying to spread San Francisco out, and then they're going to use their short passing game and try and sneak Steven Jackson. You can see Takeo Spikes right there. He's on the sideline. When they go into these wide receiver formations, he's the one off the field.
Yeah, they bring their dime package in. They bring 6 defensive backs, try to open up the middle, but it hasn't been too effective yet because you got that guy right there, number 52, Patrick Willis, in the middle of the field.
Spikes covering the slot receiver. There's Jackson again. Out to the 24-yard line. McDonald makes the stop.
Well, with the playoff potential on the line, San Francisco's come out and kind of beating themselves at this point, and it's hard enough to win a game in the NFL when you're having these types of mistakes. I mean, 2 fumbled snaps, 1 safety, and look at the penalties, some big penalties. And again, we'll go back to deferring after winning the toss, deferring to St. Louis, putting your defense out on the field on that opening drive. St. Louis goes right down the field to take that 7-0 lead.
Helped out by the 39-yard pass interference penalty during that opening drive. Here's Ted Ginn. And he's forced out of bounds after crossing the 40. 13-yard return by Ginn.
An eligible man downfield. Number 59 to the kicking team. The 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, timeout.
So good starting field position for the Niners. Troy Smith, 356 yards against the Rams last month in the first quarter today. 1 for 3 for 4 yards. And this play is blown dead.
Start, number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
That's the left guard, rookie out of Idaho.
You talked about it, Darryl. Killing themselves. Just another one. We're gonna have, keep going. If you're gonna jump off sides, go hit somebody. Just don't stop there like you can reset as a guard.
The 7th San Francisco penalty. We played 17 minutes. First and 15 from the 40. Off the play fake to Dixon. Another flag as this pass is off the hand of Josh Morgan.
Wow.
Number 8.
Amazing that with everything on the line that you come out and start the game.
Offense. Number 68 was covered up by the wideout. Penalty will be declined. Second down.
Number 68 was covered up by the wideout, but that's the wideout's fault. You can't close down that side of the formation, so that goes on Vernon Davis. And he's fine there, but then as he extends out, he's got to still stay off the line of scrimmage. He goes up and covers up his tackle.
Penalty was declined. Rams took the play, which was an incompletion. Second down and 15. Smith steps up and throws again, intended for Morgan.
I think that ball is catchable, Darryl.
So do I.
Yeah, Josh Morgan's got to go and extend himself and catch that ball. Troy Smith's got great protection right here, looks downfield, finds Josh Morgan. Let's take a look at him right here. Here he is coming across the middle of the field. That ball's right there. You got to catch that ball.
Think he felt the safety coming?
I don't know, man. He got alligator arms really quick. He must have thought he was going to get somebody in his face.
Morgan had a big game last week against San Diego. First career 100-yard day. Third down and 15. Smith moving to his right. Can't find anyone downfield. And he's close. It will depend on the spot. Down right around the 45-yard line.
Good hustle by an interior defensive lineman on that play to make that tackle short. Chris Long spins back inside. Troy Smith jumps on the outside, but it's the hustle down the field.
Yeah, James Hall comes, gets a great angle. He was right there making the tackle. Looks for the strip too, Darryl. But no, those quarterbacks usually have him out, but Troy Smith had it tucked nice and tight, protecting that ball.
Ball spotted at the 46. Mike Singletary not happy with the spot. Leaves the offense on 4th and 1.
We will measure the play.
I don't know if it's a question of Mike Singletary not understanding where the spot was or thinking it was a first down, or if he wanted to go for it on 4th. We'll see where Troy gets tackled. Here comes James Hall. Troy Smith right there. The knee's down. Well short of that line. If anything, it could come backwards a little bit.
I agree.
It's definitely well short.
Looks like Mike Singletary's yelling punt.
Here they come. You have not played well up until this point. You've come out in a must-win situation. You know, Mike Singletary said his message to the guys this week, it's a one-game season the rest of the way out. So you come out and play as poorly as you have, but you're only down 9-0. You know, don't make a harsh judgment right here. Start to slide that field position game. Andy Lee can change field position for you very easily.
Lee punting from the 45, end over end. Fair catch. Amendola at the 16. Rams with a 9-0 lead here in St. Louis. Welcome back. We take you back to what took place prior to the 4th down play after the run by Troy Smith. There's Pete Morelli, the referee. He signals first down, even though Smith was stopped 1 yard shy. Here's Steven Jackson, and then we saw the chains come out. Mike Singletary asked for the measurement to see how far the 49ers needed to go. When he saw that it was a full yard, if not more, then he sent out his punting team.
Well, sure, you see the signal for the first down, so you're into the next mode. You're into the first and 10 play, and then all of a sudden you get the information that it's 4th and 1, and you're like, what happened? So he asked for the measurement, number one, to see how far he has to go, and then I'd like it just as a call, if it is a critical time in a drive or during the course of the game, to come up with an important play. Hey, put a little bit of stall in there. Get your guys together and find a good play.
Second down and 9 for the Rams.
Smith standing up.
There's Jackson. And he's bottled up in the backfield by Takeo Spikes, along with Ray McDonald. McDonald, the initial penetration, and then Spikes.
Right now, St. Louis is not doing a good job of maintaining and sustaining all the momentum that they started this game with. that turnover earlier in the first quarter on the fumble by Sam Bradford, they have not been good since that time. You know, I'm sure for Rams fans, it's very, very eerily reminiscent of last week at the beginning of that Kansas City game when they had the opportunity to separate themselves and only found themselves ahead 6-0. They're only ahead 9-0 right now.
And they had a chance to go ahead 16-0 when Bradford was hit and fumbled. Pass is caught, taken out to the 34-yard line by Daniel Fells, but not enough.
Again, here's that same route. We get vertical routes going up the field. You're going to bring that trailer into the middle of the field and see if you can catch and get the necessary yardage while running to get that first down. But they are not stretching the field vertically right now in the passing game.
Donnie Jones back at his own 10-yard line. Ted Ginn back deep for San Francisco. Good kick by Jones, taken at the 23 by Ginn. He finds a lane. Ted Ginn across midfield. One man to beat, it's the punter, and Ginn is going to take it all the way. His second career punt return for a touchdown. This one goes 78 yards.
That's what you have to guard against. You cannot play the way that St. Louis has played with all the mistakes that San Francisco has made and not separate yourself. Look at this. This one's coming straight back at you. A great job by Ted Ginn, just getting north and south. Just a subtle move right there. But he didn't wiggle more than 5 yards off of a straight line.
Ted Ginn, a teammate of Troy Smith at Ohio State, puts the Niners on the board. And we mentioned earlier, Jones punted 10 times in that prior meeting back in November. And the 49ers did not have any returns in that game.
They got a big one this game.
Much different story today. Ted Ginn, 78 yards for a Niners touchdown. The 49ers eliminated with a loss today. But off to a poor start, but thanks to the 78-yard punt return for a touchdown by Ted Ginn, San Francisco right back in this game.
Missed opportunities by the St. Louis Rams team, by the team. San Francisco just committing mistake after mistake, and they were not able to take advantage of that and separate themselves early in this game.
Kickoff taken on the run at the 7 by Amendola. Amendola brings it out to the 39-yard line before he's tackled by Reggie Smith, 32 yards on the return. Well, American Idol returns with a 2-night series premiere. New judges Steven Tyler and J-Lo. Jennifer Lopez joined Randy Jackson and Ryan Seacrest for a new season of extraordinary talent. TV's biggest phenomenon is almost here. American Idol now on Wednesdays and Thursdays beginning January 19th on Fox. Rams go back to work on offense. Start from their own 39-yard line. Off the play fake to Steven Jackson. Pass is caught by Gibson for a first down. Tackled by Lawson at the 42 as we head west to Kirk.
How about those Kansas City Chiefs? Matt Castle already 3 touchdown passes in the game, including this one to Dwayne Bowe, who leads the NFL with 15 scores on the year. The 75-yarder makes it 24-0. Chiefs on top of Tennessee. Guys, Matt Castle this year, nobody's talking about him. 27 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions.
All right, thanks, Kurt. Chiefs with a big win here in St. Louis last week. Jackson turns the corner, lost the football, bounces out of bounds. Jackson down at the 37 on the hit from Nate Clements.
Steven Jackson bounces outside. You'll see Patrick Willis right there. Gets around the corner. Nate Clemens comes up, puts the big hit on him. And he's one of the more physical corners in the NFL. When you talk about great corners, not only from a coverage standpoint, but in the run game, Antoine Winfield in Minnesota, Nate Clements in San Francisco, Rondé Barber down in Tampa Bay.
Linebackers playing the corner position, huh, Darryl?
You got it.
Second down and 5. Bradford able to get rid of it with the blitz coming. And Jackson takes it to the 33-yard line. Gain of 4, just shy of the marker.
Reggie Smith coming off the corner on the blitz. Sam Bradford floats it up over the top, does a good job affecting that throw. Look at Steven Jackson one-handing it, getting his eyes downfield. Pretty athletic catch out there.
Thought he had an opportunity to get this first down. He thought that he had the first down. A little shy, 1 yard.
On 3rd down and 1, inside handoff to the fullback, Mike Carney. Back in uniform, inactive the last 4 weeks, and Carney picks up a Rams first down. Only his 4th carry this season. Sam Bradford, efficient, 10 of 12. Jackson, 36 yards and a touchdown, and Brandon Gibson had that 41-yard reception earlier.
A nice catch on this opening drive, too. Get this one moving in the right direction.
2 set of downs for the Rams. Pass complete to Robinson. Gains 5 down to the 26-yard line. You talk about the wide receiver position. Rams lost Mark Clayton. They lost Donnie Avery. Amendola, their leading receiver, coming into this game with 75, and they filled in with Gibson, Robinson, and Alexander.
Sam Bradford doesn't get that clean, and that kind of disrupts the timing here on the outside. Good job of just maintaining possession and getting that ball out there.
Jason Brown, the St. Louis center. Jackson, not much, lost his helmet on the tackle by Nate Clements.
There's Nate Clements throwing his body in there again. Harold talked about how tough he is. Tell you what, Jackson's no pushover. Steven Jackson runs hard. He's a tough man, but Nate throws everything he's got in there.
There's the other guy, Justin Smith, 94, Goose.
Patrick Willis in there also.
There's a lot of talent on this Niners defense.
Smith went to the Pro Bowl last year. Now 3rd down and 4. Rams must get to the 21. Bradford had some miscommunication with Amendola, who had stopped Clements on the coverage.
Now, we talked about Nate Clements in the run game. Now here he is in the pass game. They're going to match him up with Danny Amendola. That's the big threat in the pass game. And look at him, stride for stride, very physical. He takes that physical style from the run game and brings it back into pass coverage. He's going to bump you. He's been in the league. He knows the subtleties of playing that position.
He's going to tell you how good he is too after he goes and beats you.
The Goose, here's Josh Brown out to attempt a 43-yard field goal from the right hash. Brown's kick has the distance. It is good. So the Rams extend their lead. It's now 12-7 St. Louis. Both the Rams and 49ers hope to race into the playoffs with big finishes. Rams control their own destiny. 2 wins and they are in. 49ers eliminated if they lose this game today. Here's Ted Ginn, return to punt, 78 yards for a touchdown earlier this quarter. This time he is stopped shy of the 20 by Chris Chamberlain on the kickoff return.
Good hustle across the field by Chris Chamberlain. You pin Ted Ginn to the sideline. And then just maintain your lane. Move to him from the inside out. And you get a chance to make a hit like that.
That was helmet to helmet, but they don't care about special teams.
No.
You can hit anywhere you want, except below the waist.
He's not a quarterback, Goose. So now Troy Smith and the 49ers go back to work from their own 20-yard line. 49ers longest drive today, just 5 plays. Smith loses the football. It's still loose. Who has it at the bottom of the pile? Looks like Anthony Davis, the right tackle. There's Boss, who's back in the game at center, shaken up earlier.
This is one of the areas that Troy Smith struggles. He holds the ball too long. You saw the pre-snap look. You saw the pressure that St. Louis was showing on that snap. He has to have that all done pre-snap and know that ball has to come out quicker.
James Hall with the sack and forced fumble. Davis the recovery. Loss of 12, second down and 22. 49ers keep it on the ground with Westbrook. Craig Dahl coming out from the strong safety position to make the tackle. Brian Westbrook gains 9, setting up a 3rd down and 13. 49ers today 0 for 4 on 3rd down in their first meeting. The game in which they won in overtime, they were 0 for 11.
Yeah, but it helps if you're not going for 3rd and 13s.
No, yeah, it does help a little.
Yeah, they're averaging about 3rd and 12 today.
'49ers must get to the 30. Fans on their feet here in St. Louis. And Smith calls timeout with the play clock running down.
I think Troy saw Ron Bartel coming from the left side there. A little shift when they thought that he was going to snap the ball. Saw the blitz coming, got a little bit of... didn't want to be in that play. Chris Long a little fired up. He knew the blitz was coming. He was looking for a sack.
This vertical's almost as high as yours, Goose.
Yeah. I could dunk. I don't know if he can.
We'll have to check with Howie. Well, check out the all-new Fox Sports app featuring complete local and national sports coverage, Fox Sports Radio, live scores, video, and more. Get the #1 sports app in America for free on iTunes today. Goose, I know you downloaded the Fox Sports app last week. How's it going?
Working pretty good. It was just looking for me. I couldn't find myself on it. I'm going to get a page. I'm going to talk to somebody.
Sure to be arranged.
Can you hook me up, Kenny?
Sure to be arranged, Goose. 3rd down and 13 following the timeout.
Looks like they're shifting a little later with the blitz. Looks like it's coming from the right now.
Here they come. Smith steps up and throws, and the catch is made for a 1st down by Vernon Davis. His first reception today, only the 2nd completion in this game for Troy Smith, and Davis picks up 25.
If you can get it blocked up and allow one-on-one situations, here's a guy that can give you some matchup problems. You can see him getting everything coordinated at the snap. Now here comes Vernon Davis against James Laurinaitis. That's a matchup that San Francisco will take every day, and it's not fair. It's not unfair to James. Vernon Davis is a matchup problem for a lot of teams. I mean, that's a lot to ask your linebacker to run with him that long.
On the 42-yard line on 1st down. Anthony Dixon bottled up. Fred Robbins makes the tackle for a loss of 2. Fred Robbins, one of 5 former New York Giants on this St. Louis Rams defense. Of course, Steve Spagnuolo, coordinator on the defensive side with the Giants when they won the Super Bowl following the 2007 season.
You got to have some of your old players to come in and help explain the systems and really kind of build the confidence of the team and what Steve Spagnuolo is trying to do. And he's done a tremendous job here in his 2nd year for the Rams.
They've gone from 1 win to potentially 8 this year if they win their last 2. 2nd down and 12. Smith looking for Davis, who won the flag. So now the 49ers facing another one of those 3rd and 12 situations.
Well, you saw what Vernon Davis does when you single him. Now you help him out a little bit, put one of your corners on, and then have your linebacker waiting for him as he comes across too.
That'll throw off a rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, it'll get you looking too. It'll get your eyes down the field instead of back at your quarterback.
More yards on this drive than the first 4 combined, but they need 12 on this play. Smith on 3rd and 12, fires downfield and finds Crabtree for 1st down and more. Michael Crabtree takes it all the way, 60 yards for a San Francisco touchdown.
Really surprised there wasn't an offsides flag on this play.
I'm saying the same thing, Tony.
Yeah.
I thought I saw 2 guys move for San Francisco pre-snap.
Whoa.
I guess the officials felt it was right on the snap. And I don't know if this ball was intended for Michael Crabtree or Vernon Davis. It looked like he wanted to get it to Vernon Davis. It went through his hands, and Michael Crabtree had a vertical route right behind it. They might have just stumbled onto one right there.
Longest career reception for Crabtree. Reed the extra point, and the 49ers, with 2 big plays in this game, have taken the lead.
Well, we just showed the graphic right before that snap. There was only 19 yards of offense. It's been the big play, 1 big punt return, and now here Vernon Davis goes in, comes back out. I think that that's where the ball was supposed to go. He misses it, and it goes right to Michael Crabtree, who's running the vertical route behind him.
He was ready for it, though. That's all that matters.
No style points in the NFL, right, Goose? 7 is 7.
Not at all.
6th touchdown reception of the season for Crabtree. So, we talked about the 49ers mistakes, but the Rams had that 9-0 lead. You mentioned the Bradford fumble. If they go in, it's 16-0, but instead the 49ers come back with 2 big plays.
And they've been able to weather that storm. They had a terrible start. Penalties, miscues across the board in that first quarter, but not able to fall behind too big because St. Louis doesn't take advantage of it. That's been one of the things about the Rams this season, their inconsistency. But don't forget, they were 1-15 last year. They're coming around. What's one of the things you're going to have to expect from this team? They're going to be a little bit inconsistent from time to time. They're going to make you mad at other times. I was with a 1-15 team. In our second season, we were in a very similar situation. 7-7, had to win 1 down the stretch to get into the playoffs. Ended up losing them both and watching it from the outside.
That was back in 1990 with the Cowboys. Amendola upended at the 23-yard line.
You had a couple years after that, though, Darryl.
Yeah, it was all coming together, and you can see it at that time. But it was frustrating for us as players, too, because, we did lack that consistency, and it was difficult. You're going through transition. And then also, you get down to the point. We ended up 7-9, and if New Orleans would have lost on Monday night, we both would have finished 7-9. We would have went to the playoffs, with a losing record. And everybody was like, well, that's not right. They shouldn't be allowed in with a losing record. Let me tell you, when you're a part of that team, I don't care. You work too hard to turn down an opportunity to get into the playoffs.
Bradford firing downfield on first down. And it is Shawntae Spencer that is out of bounds. Pass intended for Brandon Gibson.
Looks like he just lofted that ball up, looking for completion.
Well, Shawntae Spencer is in the better position. I mean, it's like he's running the route. And that's one of we talked about Sam Bradford's decision-making. See if this is in.
He's bobbling the football.
He's got it right there. Nope.
Did not have control before he got knocked out of bounds. Now Bradford complete Amendola. Out to the 29-yard line, his 4th catch in this game. By the way, Crabtree, who scored that touchdown, and Amendola, teammates at Texas Tech. They refer to each other as brothers. Very close during their collegiate days. Crabtree with a 60-yard touchdown reception, putting the 49ers up by 2. Two-point lead for the San Francisco 49ers. 2 minutes to go, second quarter. 3rd down and 4 for the Rams from their own 29-yard line. Bradford's pass bounces away from Amendola, so the Rams forced to punt. Patrick Willis on the coverage.
Trying to force it a little bit there, Sam Bradford to Danny Amendola. Threw a little bit behind him, but those tip balls, they're lucky they didn't have that another interception on that one. Those tip balls, usually those defensive backs are all around it. He's got to start looking for some other receivers.
So here's Donnie Jones back at his own 15. Ginn returned Jones' last punt, 78 yards for a touchdown. Ginn takes this one at the 22. This time a return of 5. Jerome Murphy makes the special teams tackle. Coming up, the Visa Halftime Report with Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. They will have scores and highlights and the Fox Sports ticker with all the latest stats. Who will win the NFC West? 3 teams still alive. The Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks.
Right now, at the beginning, it looked like it was going to be St. Louis that was going to be in the driver's seat, but San Francisco has hung in there, got a couple of big plays. Sam Bradford trying to figure something out on that sideline.
A minute 45 remaining in the half. Here's Crabtree. Better step, and then takes it out to the 32-yard line for a gain of 5. Eugene Sims made the tackle. And Sims is slow to get up. Hobbles off the field. One timeout remaining for the 49ers as you check out our Fox box. The ball by the bottom left. Inside handoff to Westbrook. Out to the 35-yard line. So the 49ers now facing a 3rd down and 2 in the hurry-up with only one timeout. Smith on 3rd down has the pass batted back by Fred Robbins.
One of the reasons right there, while they will get Troy Smith out on the edge to throw the football, he's not a tall quarterback in the pocket. So when he throws from the pocket, the guys are going to get their hands up. They're going to tip some footballs during the course of the game.
So the 49ers go 3 and out for the 4th time in this half. And send out Andy Lee to punt to Amendola. Rams have all 3 of their timeouts. Terrific kick by Lee.
Great hustle. Great hustle.
Wow.
What a great play that was.
Terrell Brown kept it out of the end zone.
Great effort. Understand that Danny Amendola is tricking you into that fair catch. Keep running down the field. That's the way you draw it up.
62-yard punt with a lot of help from Brown.
But Danny Amendola did the right thing. You can't feel that as a fair catch at the spot it was going to hit the ground. You got to let it bounce. You cross your fingers that it's going to go into the end zone for the touchback. It's just a great play by Terrell Brown.
So the Rams will start at their own 3 with 48 seconds on the clock and all 3 of their timeouts. Steven Jackson coming out of the end zone. Not much.
Tell you what, that defensive line for the San Francisco 49ers is really manhandling that offensive line for the Rams. That offensive line for the Rams is getting no push up front. They're one-on-one, but they're not moving anybody. They can't compete with these guys for some reason. They have opportunities to go and have some big plays, but the 49ers are doing a good job of building a wall on the line of scrimmage, getting off and making tackles.
And remember, guys, the 49ers deferred at the start of this game. There's Rams offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur. So San Francisco will get the ball to start the second half as the Rams are going to run out the clock. Rams led 9-0. And a chance to extend that lead, but Bradford was sacked, fumbled. Manny Lawson recovered. And the 49ers with 2 big plays in the second quarter. A 78-yard punt return for a touchdown and then a 60-yard touchdown throw.
When you go in at halftime and you talk about all those mistakes that you've made, all the opportunities that you let slip through your fingertips, and you challenge your guys to come out in the second half where you control your own destiny. If we win today and we win next week, we're going to the playoffs. This St. Louis Ram team has to understand that they cannot play as inconsistent as they did in the first half and expect to win this game.
The halftime report is next. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. First place on the line of the NFC West. Will it be San Francisco, St. Louis, or Seattle? 49ers lead this game 14-12. Rams had a 9-0 lead, committed a costly turnover. And Mike Singletary with that decision to defer at the start of the game. Rams did score a touchdown on their opening drive, but the 49ers lead by 2 and will receive the second half kickoff. Taken at the 3 by Ted Ginn. Again, stopped just shy of the 20. So the Rams seem to have things under control with that 9-0 lead after the safety. They had a 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 10. Bradford fumbles and then 2 big plays on the 49ers.
Yeah, Patrick Willis playing with one hand makes the biggest play really of the first half, because I think St. Louis was going to take control of the game at that point. And at that time of the game, San Francisco had a ton of miscues. And they were able to right the ship. Ted Ginn with a huge punt return, and then the pass play to Michael Crabtree, whether it was intended for him or not, it's the 2 explosive plays that Jimmy Johnson talked about. And if you have the ability to do that, you always threaten your opponent, because you never know. You never have a lead that you feel comfortable with.
Phillip Adams is the injured Niner. We'll be back. Back in St. Louis, the 49ers medical staff tending to Phillip Adams, a rookie 7th-round draft pick out of South Carolina State, who was injured on the second half kickoff.
Yeah, we've got a severe lower leg injury to Phillip Adams, so we're not going to go back and show you the replay. So our thoughts and prayers will be with Phillip. You can see the reaction of all the players. It's one of those parts of this game. Injuries are a part of it, but this is one of the ones you don't like to see.
A cart has been brought out onto the field to take Adams back to the 49ers locker room, with San Francisco leading St. Louis 14-12. 49ers looking to stay alive. A loss today and they would be eliminated. For the Rams, 2 wins and they are in, but players on both sides now with thoughts and prayers for Phillip Adams.
It does kind of shift your priorities right now. Kind of goes back to what we talked about at the Open, though, for the St. Louis Rams. And, you know, coming off of a 1-15 season, you expect progress and you expect to become better. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself in the middle of a season where you're competing for the potential to have a divisional championship. And Steve Spagnuolo, you know, has done a tremendous job in his second year of putting this team in that position. But along with that will come some frustrating moments. And we saw a lot of that in the first half from St. Louis. You know, some of the inconsistent things, you know, some of the game planning and calling, you know, as this team grows together, those are going to be part of the turnaround when you're coming back from 1-15.
And you talked about your Dallas Cowboys back in 1990, just missing out on a playoff spot at 7-9 as Phillip Adams has helped onto the cart. You said we weren't going to apologize if we made it to the postseason, and Steve Spagnuolo told us this week, we're still alive in game 15. Record doesn't matter. The key is getting in.
You hope to play meaningful games in the month of December, and that's what the St. Louis Rams and the San Francisco 49ers are doing here this afternoon, and that's all you can ask for. And regardless of your record, if you make it, there's so much work that goes on in the offseason that not a lot of people talk about. The time you spend with your OTAs, training camp, your strength and conditioning program, all this effort goes into it. And, you know, sometimes you are just 8-8, but you know what? You know, you've earned the right to get into the playoffs. We've got 2 divisional champions that finished with 8-8 records, most recently the San Diego Chargers back in 2008. And we're going to have one here. It's going to come out of the West this year. So I can't, you know, tell people enough how much work and how much hard effort goes into getting ready for an NFL season. And especially franchises like San Francisco and St. Louis that are trying to get back into the upper echelon of the NFL. This is part of that process, and a playoff victory builds great momentum going into the offseason.
First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Handoff to Anthony Dixon. Takes it out across the 22 to the 23. And all 32 teams know heading into the season, the rules are in place. The 8 division winners will advance and host a playoff game. And these things go in cycles. You look at the NFC West, 3 of the 4 teams have been to the Super Bowl in this decade.
Yeah, it's just it's down a little bit right now. And then, you know what, it's almost automatic. When you have a division that's having a down year, you have another division that's having a very, very competitive season, like we see in the NFC South, you know, with Atlanta and New Orleans and even Tampa Bay.
On 2nd and 7, Smith moving to his left. And the pass is incomplete. Vernon Davis, the intended receiver.
And that's a little wrinkle right there for Troy Smith. You've got to be able to boot your quarterback out to the left from time to time just to keep that defensive coordinator on his toes. But when you get out there, you got to set your feet. You know, you've got to use good mechanics if you're going to be able to get the ball down the field to Vernon Davis.
Third down and 7. Smith takes off. Troy Smith has a first down. Out to the 33-yard line.
That quarterback draw is dangerous, and Troy Smith, when the ball's in his hands, he's very capable of getting the first down like you just saw.
A good play call on a 3rd and 7 too, Tony.
Yes.
You probably are going to get more of a zone look. And Brian Westbrook does a good job right there, number 20, motioning in, and he actually got the key block as the safety was moving up to make the play. It was Brian Westbrook's block that allowed Troy Smith to cut back to the inside.
Now as a pass rusher, for the Rams, you're always thinking the possibility of that quarterback sneak, so it's in the back of your mind.
From the 33-yard line, it's Dixon. Dixon takes it out to the 35 for a gain of 2. Laurinaitis made the tackle. Mentioned earlier, Laurinaitis and Smith teammates. Smith, Heisman Trophy winner, Ohio State back in 2006. And Ted Ginn, as we check out Alex Smith on the sideline. Ted Ginn has scored the first 49ers touchdown. A teammate of theirs as well with the Buckeyes.
And, you know, James Laurinaitis, he knows about Troy Smith. He knows that he has the confidence to throw that ball up in the air and give his teammates a chance to make a play. He's not afraid to do that. So he's talked to all his guys. They know full well from earlier this year, too.
2nd and 8. Smith getting rid of it quickly. Off the hands of Delaney Walker, incomplete.
Good job by the official getting it right away, signaling incomplete pass because that was kind of right down the line, thinking that could have been a potential for a lateral. You can see him in the background calling incomplete. Whether it's right or wrong, it was definitive.
Third down and 8. 49ers must get to the 43. Smith fires too high for Crabtree. It is intercepted by O.J. Otagwe. Otagwe at the 49ers territory. Knocked out of bounds after a return of 20 yards.
Troy Smith downfield trying to go and make a tackle.
You ain't kidding, Goose.
He got banged around a little bit. He's got to just stay in front. Hopefully his other players will come and make something happen.
When you play the game the way he does, you know, he knows right now that one sailed on me. I got a safety right behind. He is off like a shot down the field to try and make that tackle. There's the hit you talked about.
James Hall lit him up. Always the guy you're looking for when you get that interception. What's this quarterback going to do?
His future father-in-law, guys, Mike Singletary, the head coach of the 49ers. Off the play fake to Jackson. Bradford throws, and Gibson unable to make the catch at the 20-yard line. This coming May 21st, O.J. Otagwe, who picked off that pass a moment ago, will marry Jill Singletary, the daughter of the San Francisco head coach.
Interesting dynamic for the next few years in the NFC West. But when your quarterback stands in the pocket like that and delivers a pass, Brandon Gibson, you've got to catch that. Sam Bradford did a great job of standing into the face of that pressure.
Now 2nd and 10. Rams look to capitalize on the turnover. Bradford to the outside, and this time Gibson hangs on. Brandon Gibson with his 3rd reception today. Gain of 9.
Gain of 9. 3rd and 1.
Here's the other side. And when you make the decision with Mike Singletary to go with Troy Smith, you know that there's going to be situations where there's going to be a mistake made. And even Troy Smith said, and there's Ted Ginn, his old college teammate, trying to get involved. They've got to settle him down. You can be competitive, but you have to have your composure, especially at the quarterback position.
On 3rd and 1, Bradford able to get rid of it. And Jackson picks up A Rams first down.
A lot of pressure coming off the edge right there. Sam Bradford gets around it just enough to be able to drop that down to Steven Jackson. I'm surprised that wasn't a bigger play because there were so many defenders in Sam Bradford's face before that throw. I thought somebody would have dropped Steven Jackson in coverage.
New set of downs for the Rams. From the 23-yard line on first down. Bradford to Amendola. And Danny Amendola takes it all the way down to the 13-yard line.
San Francisco defense are putting Nate Clements on him in man-to-man situation, so when Danny Amendola comes all the way across the field in formation, he's going to have a little bit of a head start. There's Nate Clements coming in to make the stop. But they've recognized what San Francisco's trying to do.
There's Alex Smith warming up on the 49ers sideline.
That's always the risk when you make a decision like Mike Singletary made, that you're going to go back to your original starter and just create more instability at the quarterback position.
First and 10 from the 13, and Steven Jackson tackled from behind by Justin Smith.
Like I said earlier, I don't know, that Rams offensive line just doesn't seem to be doing it. They're not really getting that push, Darryl, up on the line of scrimmage. The 49ers are definitely winning the battle on the line of scrimmage right here as far as defense goes.
Absolutely, and whether it's with the tight ends and the fullbacks in a traditional set or a situation like this where they've spread the formation and they've got just Steven Jackson in there and they're trying to go man-to-man against San Francisco, they're not matching up well.
Second down and 9, Amendola in motion. Bradford out of the shotgun. Bradford looking, throws, and it's knocked down by Spikes.
Sam Bradford had some other receivers in the end zone open. Wasn't looking down there, looking for that short throw, but the pressure was coming, but he had some guys open. He's got time. Seems like he's panicking a little bit to me, Darryl. He's got to go and be a little bit more calmer in the pocket, relaxing a little bit.
I always say it's easy to see everything when we're sitting up here, Tony, but when you're stepping up and you got all these guys coming after you, there's a lot of bodies out there. He might not have had a clear vision to where he wanted to throw that ball.
Third down and 9 for Bradford of the Rams. Bradford over the middle, intended for a diving Amendola.
And that's going to be the mantra for the Niners defense throughout the second half. They're going to put Nate Clements on Danny Amendola. They're going to lock him down man-to-man, and then they'll take their chances everywhere else. They'll be able to add a guy into the front to stop Steven Jackson. So somebody else has got to make a play. Brandon Gibson, LaRon Robinson, they have got to be able to step up and make some plays in the passing game.
So here's Josh Brown, hit from 43 earlier. This a 30-yard attempt. Donnie Jones, the holder, placed it down, and the kick by Brown is straight through. So the Rams back on top following the Otagwe interception.
Well, we saw the discussion between Mike Singletary and Troy Smith, and they've got everything resolved. You can see Alex Smith with the cap on, so he's not coming out. But if you're going to go in that direction and you like the fiery leadership of Troy Smith, you're going to get into some verbal confrontations with him on the sideline, and you're going to have some throws down the field where there's going to be a mistake that's made. You made the choice to go with it because you like his aggressive style of play at the quarterback spot. You have to live with the mistakes as well.
And it is a must-win game for the Niners. Ginn out to the 25 as Troy Smith leads the Niners offense back out. Welcome back to St. Louis. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa, Steve Spagnuolo's Rams lead by 1. Troy Smith and the 49ers go back to work from their own 25-yard line. Smith looks downfield on first down. He throws, and Crabtree comes down out of bounds.
You got two guys right in the same spot, so that can't be the right route.
I'll tell you what, Troy Smith, you know, he's a good player, but you can't go and play quarterback and do this. You got to be able to be calm, relaxed. you got a lot more things to worry about. You can't be screaming with your coach on the sideline and expect us to shut it off and go out there and play. You got to play. You got to be a lot calmer. That's the one position that you got to have your head on your shoulders and go and relax and know everything else that's going on, or you're going to make some big mistakes. Let's see what happens here in the second half.
Westbrook out to the 29, gain of 4. We check in with Kurt.
Nothing to scream about if you're Tom Brady. 3 touchdown passes in the game today against Buffalo, including 2 to Rob Gronkowski. He's got 34 TDs, 4 interceptions on the year. Oh, and by the way, he's gone 310 consecutive passes without a pick. That a new NFL record. A win today, and they clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs, does New England. Kenny?
All right, Kurt. Patriots looking for win number 13. 3rd down and 6. Smith could not find anyone downfield, and he is tackled at the 33-yard line, 2 yards shy of a first down.
Nice job by Kevin Dockery kind of sorting through all this right here. He's really the key. Passes Michael Crabtree, then jumps up on Josh Morgan. That's where Troy Smith wanted to go with the ball. Here's your backside. Bradley Fletcher running stride for stride with Ted Ginn.
Lee punting to Amendola.
Oh, he's a difference maker as a punter. Holy cow.
There are 2 flags, and Amendola is tackled at the 29-yard line. 54-yard punt, 16 on the return. Pete Morelli will tell us about the penalty markers.
During the kick, illegal block in the back. Number 37 of the receiving team, half the distance to the goal. First down. Timeout.
James Butler, the guilty Ram. Rams lead by 1. Couple of injury updates on the San Francisco defense. Phillip Adams, fractured ankle. And backup linebacker Keaton Christic, a concussion. He will not return, so a couple of rookies suffering injuries on the 49ers D. Steven Jackson forced back by Silvaga and Brooks.
We talk about that defensive line, but seems like that 49ers defensive line is just getting better and better. Take a look here. Watch them control the line of scrimmage. Watch all these Rams offensive line eyes. See how high their heads are. They're on the line of scrimmage. They're moving to the ball and making the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Rams got to go and stay low and fire out and get some more push if they want to go and get any kind of running game going.
Crawford on 2nd and 10. Over the top, complete. And take it out to the 13-yard line by Daniel Phelps.
One of the reasons that they can do what they're doing from a coverage standpoint too, Tony, is they do feel so confident that they can win that battle at the line of scrimmage with their defensive line. They haven't had to blitz a whole lot. They've been able to be very selective in those situations. So they can.
Yeah, it seems like Sam Bradford's hitting all the checkdowns also, all short passes.
We've only seen the one throw down the field, and that was almost intercepted.
Bradford on 3rd and 4 to a wide open Robinson. LaRon Robinson picks up a Rams first down, gain of 17.
I just don't understand, because we've talked about this style of route the whole time. They're going to bring both middle linebackers. They're going to vacate that area. So somebody has to drop down from the safety area and fill it. Reggie Smith, he's in the back pedal. You dump it down underneath, and you allow the receiver to run for the first down.
From the 30 on first down, Bradford complete to Alexander. Gain of 8.
Sam Bradford seems like the type of quarterback that if he gets hot, and gets on a roll, which it appears that he's getting into a nice rhythm right now, you're going to have your hands full.
Bradford on 2nd and 2, complete for another first down into 49ers territory. It's Denario Alexander once again, 17-yard pass play.
And that's what you have to have happen. Denario Alexander, LaRon Robinson, Brandon Gibson, they've got to start stepping up and making plays. Even Daniel Fells from the tight end spot. They're not going to let Danny Amendola run through the secondary.
Bradford on this drive, 4 of 4, 48 yards. 5 for 5. Amendola, he took a hard hit.
Man, is he tough.
Deshaun Goldson.
He just jumps right up after that hit, huh? Amendola is tough, man. And I agree with you, Dal. If you're a safety, there's no reason to backpedal. Every pass that we're seeing now is within 15 yards of the line of scrimmage, 20 yards of the line of scrimmage. You need to hug up a little bit.
And right now, Tony, in this hurry-up mode, you're not running the football at all today. I like the decision to get into a kind of a hurry-up mode right here and just lean on the passing game.
2nd down and 1. Bradford perfect on this drive. Now 6 for 6. Jackson first down and a flag.
Pass interference, number 84 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Remain 2nd down.
That's on Alexander.
Well, I want to see this. I saw him boxing him out after the throw.
I don't know.
I don't know.
How is that a penalty?
Offensive pass interference. I thought the ball was already caught by Steven Jackson. He's just trying to block. He's holding his ground and preventing the defender from moving up to make the tackle on Steven Jackson.
You can block that way after the play.
After
That's
the ball
totally
caught,
legal.
Absolutely.
Offensive linemen do it all the time.
Rams forced back to the 45-yard line. Bradford to Amendola, and he's met immediately by Willis. Willis, 9 tackles in the first half, a sack, forced fumble, doing it with that cast on his right hand. Is Greg Minuski, 49ers defensive coordinator.
I felt confident that I'll put Nate Clements on Danny Amendola in certain situations and lock him down. Otherwise, we know that we had to rally up and tackle him. I'm going to see if one of these other guys can beat me, but I'm going to make sure that Steven Jackson doesn't beat me in the running game. I'm not going to let Danny Amendola beat me in the passing game.
3rd down and 5. Rams must get to the 40. Penalty marker. This is Darby out of the backfield. He's tackled by Willis. No gain on the play.
You've got some great momentum going on this drive. I don't agree with the penalty call on the offensive pass interference. It really kind of derailed this whole drive.
Shot block, number 63 of the offense. The penalty will be declined. 4th down.
Jacob Bell, the left guard. 49ers declined the penalty. So Donnie Jones will punt to Ted Ginn. He brought a punt back 78 yards for a touchdown in the 2nd quarter. Ginn calls for the fair catch at the 10. Will Murphy with the tackle despite the fair catch signal.
Well, he's looking at the ball. He didn't get to see the fair catch signal.
Nope, he didn't see it. He was looking up. And now a late flag.
Yeah.
Murphy looking up at the ball, as you mentioned. Did not see the fair catch signal.
Little conference call. We got it.
Did you throw that flag, Goose?
No, but everyone in the whole stadium couldn't believe it. They were on their feet saying, how could that not be a penalty? I mean, you get an obvious, it's like both of them called it.
Kicking team. After the fair catch signal, the receiver's entitled to catch the ball. He was tackled during the play. 15-yard penalty from the spot. First down. Timeout.
You got Don Carlson over here, the official, okay? And he's trying to explain exactly what happened. And it'll be Justin King over here. He's just not getting it. For some reason, he just doesn't. He was looking around saying, what did he say? What is that? That's why we need Mike Pereira back in LA. We got Mike Pereira. If I ever have a face on the screen like that, I know I can just flick a button, go to Mike Pereira in his little box there in LA, and we can get the answer right off the bat.
Now Smith in trouble, backpedaling. He throws, and Vernon Davis makes the catch. Davis looks to cross midfield. He does, and is finally taken down at the Rams 45. A 30-yard pass play.
Well, if you can extend that long, Vernon Davis is going to get open. He's blocking at the point, comes off, and because of the defense, you've got that great matchup where you've got a defensive end covering one of the more athletic tight ends in the NFL across the field.
Tell you what, Troy Smith really keeps this play going. Backpedaling, shuffling to the right. He can really move those feet. He just needs to go and keep his steam coming off his head. He needs to calm down a little bit.
Second catch for Davis today from the 46 on first down. Smith flings one complete to Crabtree. And Michael Crabtree picks up another 49ers first down, forced out at the 22. Crabtree gains 24.
I've been impressed by his composure, Tony. I agree with you. After that one series when he was so emotional, you wondered how he was going to perform coming back from that, and he's regained his composure. But again, St. Louis has to understand that San Francisco will want to get him on the perimeter to make his throws. He's not going to be great from the pocket because of his size. It's going to be hard for him to get those clear lanes.
From the 22-yard line, Smith sets, he throws, and it's incomplete, intended for Crabtree. The ball hit the turf. Second and 10 upcoming.
And this is a nice throw, and Michael Crabtree's just got to finish this catch. In a good spot, you can see him lose possession, ball hits the ground.
Ron Bartell on the coverage. Second and 10. Smith nearly intercepted for the second time today. Craig Dahl, the strong safety, got a hand on it.
Again, it's Vernon Davis coming out. Craig Dahl does a good job of recognizing the release on the route, undercuts it right there. Does everything right, but make the interception.
Must get to the 12. Catch is made by Crabtree, and he's tackled at the 16-yard line. So as we approach 1 minute remaining in this third quarter, Mike Singletary will send out his field goal unit with the 49ers trailing by a point. Jeff Reed signed on December 3rd. Replaced the injured Joe Nedney. Reed is perfect as a 49er. Won 2 Super Bowl rings as a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. From the left hash, a 34-yard attempt. Wow. And Reed kicks it wide to the left.
As soon as that 7-for-7 graphic came up, Kenny, I knew that we might have a problem here.
Really, his stride into that kick looks so strange, Tony.
Yeah, he hooked that thing.
Oh, I mean, immediately, but it's his stride into
Jab,
it.
like a jab at it.
You know, when we go play golf and you watch my swing from the tee box, and you're like, oh my God, that's like the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, you're smooth.
It was kind of like that right there. I mean, that was a bizarre approach on that kick. I mean, automatically, even as a person who never really kicked a lot, you could tell that looked completely different.
So Goose blaming Sharad Gavaskar, who put up that graphic. Reed 7 for 7 with the Niners. This is wide to the left. Rams continue to lead by 1. Bradford's pass is caught by Daniel Fells, and he looks to have a Rams first down. 8 straight completions for number 8.
Well, I just go right back to what you started on that last offensive possession. Get into this little hurry-up mode. You're not running the ball very effectively at all. We thought it was something that St. Louis was going to have to do. I didn't think that they'd be able to hang in there if they became one-dimensional, but right now at this stage of the game, Sam Bradford in the hurry-up seems to be their best offensive weapon.
Jeff Reed could have given the 49ers the lead. Missed wide left. End of 3 in St. Louis. Rams by 1. Rams control their own destiny. In with 2 wins. Still alive if they lose. Rams lead this game by 1 as we start the 4th quarter. 15-14 St. Louis. First and 10 from the 35-yard line. Off the fake to Jackson. Bradford fires downfield looking for Gibson. And it's off his left hand after he made an adjustment. Clemens and Goldson on the coverage.
I just got to get that one out in front. Let Brandon Gibson run underneath this. Get this out to the left. You'll see the adjustment that he makes. He's got to stop, pivot, and go the other direction. But he's got a step. He's in between 2 defenders, but if he can continue to run at that angle, there was a chance there.
So Bradford's streak comes to an end. He had completed his last 8 pass attempts. 2nd and 10. On the delay, it's Jackson. Jackson gains 3 out to the 38-yard line. Lawson and McDonald make the tackle.
Looked like Sam Bradford thought it was a different play, Darryl. When he came back, I think he was expecting to hand the ball off, but there were 2 different plays. Steven Jackson in the backfield, Sam Bradford. Oh, no, the other way.
Where is he?
Yeah. That's the difference between a 4-hole and a 3-hole. 2 different sides of the line of scrimmage now.
They're down in 7. Bradford to Amendola. But a good play by Goldson to impede Amendola's progress, and the Rams forced to punt.
I liked it better when they were in that hurry-up mode.
Me too.
Once they got back into huddling and kind of the traditional style of offense, it seems to bog them down right now.
Seems like they had more rhythm more in there.
Absolutely.
That hurry up. You know,
Absolutely.
They knew where they were going. They had them underneath passes. The offensive line, you know, had plenty of protection up there.
Fair catch called for by Ginn. He is not tackled by any of the Rams this time. Separated at birth, Darryl?
Little Goose John Greco inactive today, but I tell you what, you got any relatives out this way?
I don't know, man, but I got a guy. Everyone keeps calling me John.
I think I know why.
Come on, man. My eyebrows aren't that thick. I plucked them yesterday.
He's a little younger looking than you, though.
Come on. Take another look, Darryl.
Yeah, his eyebrows do need some work, Goose.
Come on, man. He's got caterpillars up there. You kidding me?
Greco, backup offensive lineman out of Toledo, deactivated today as Anthony Dixon takes the handoff on first down and gains 5.
He's the chef for the offensive line, too. Greco's a pretty good chef, and he cooks for the offensive line every week over at the house. They call him Little Goose. I don't know why, but
wasn't that your role in Baltimore on the defensive side?
I used to cook. Yeah, you're right, Kenny. I did. Scrambled eggs and stuff like that.
Second down and 5. Here's Dixon again. Dixon out to the 23-yard line, 2 yards shy of the marker as we check in with Kurt.
Bears and Jets shootout. Believe it or not, Jay Cutler, 3 touchdown passes in the third quarter alone. He's also run for 1, but the Jets are trying to keep pace despite that touchdown to Johnny Knox. It's 38-34. Bears trying to hold on as they start the fourth quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose, 2 of the top defenses in the league, just what you expected, right?
Wide one in Chicago. Thanks, Kurt. 3rd down and 2 for the Niners. Smith in trouble. Hit. Loses the football. 49ers recover. Westbrook on the recovery, but the Niners forced to punt it away.
That's the second time that St. Louis has had an opportunity on a sack fumble to get possession deep in San Francisco's end. James Hall. Now, we talked to Troy Smith before the game, and he said there's a couple of guys you have to know where they are. One of them is James Hall, and he also said O.J. Otagwe. He forgot to look out to his left to find 96 on that one.
Looked like Anthony Davis also on that last play got a little bit of a head start that they didn't call.
Hall goes with a sack and a half today. Good kick by Lee. Amendola to the 32. Manny Lawson, the tackle on special teams, a 64-yard punt. Here's the pressure by Hall. Rams go back on offense.
When you got a guy like Andy Lee as your punter and he can change field position the way he has this afternoon, look at those stats. Goose, it's the early nod for our MVP, right?
He's the early MVP right now unless something drastic happens here.
He's been to a pair of Pro Bowls. Done a terrific job here today as Alexander gains 2 out to the 34-yard line. And Goose,
where'd he go to school?
He's from your alma mater. He's a Pitt guy.
Pitt, nice.
You can see all the friends and alumni he has.
Yeah, look at them teeth. Look how mad he gets. He's screaming at people. He's tough. He's tough. Got nice biceps here. Check that out. I mean, he looks all right. I'll claim him.
You could circle the left arm, but not the right arm. The right arm gives him a
that was a vein. I thought that looked good. Pump him up a little bit.
That's the most love a punter has ever gotten from you guys.
And will ever get.
2nd down and 8 from the 34. Rams leading by 1. Bradford to the outside. Alexander again. 1st down. Hard man to bring down. And Reggie Smith finally makes the tackle. Gain of 17. And Alexander signals 1st down.
Well, we've been talking about one of the other guys on the outside to step up and make some plays. Darian Alexander has been that guy this afternoon for St. Louis in the passing game. Just a simple little hitch route on the outside, but I like the way he finishes.
Fifth catch today for Alexander. And that's a new career high. New set of downs for the Rams with 10 minutes remaining in the 4th. From the 49-yard line, off the play fake. Bradford fires downfield, and Alexander makes the catch. And he is over the touchdown. He was not touched.
Guys, I think he stepped out of bounds, though. We got to go back and check that one.
He's working one-on-one with Shante Spencer. You can see him beat right there. He's in bounds the whole time. I didn't see him go out, Tony.
I thought that right foot, that right heel. Let's take a look at it here.
Right there, his little touch on the face mask, though.
Oh.
Mike Singletary is out on the field. He has thrown the red flag.
But he's up. Even
he was up when he
got touched.
Yeah, if he didn't step out of bounds, that's a touchdown.
Shante Spencer thinks when he makes contact right there that the play's over, but he's up on his feet. Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, he did.
4-yard line.
San Francisco is challenging the ruling on the field that the receiver was short of the goal line.
That's why you got me down here on the field, Darryl. Just another pair of eyes for you, baby.
Goose, I want to know how you saw that from about 115 yards away. You're down in the other end zone.
Come on, I got eagle eyes.
Pete Morelli taking a look at the last play, ruled a touchdown on the field, challenged by Mike Singletary. We welcome in Mike Pereira. who has a near-perfect record this season from the Fox Command Center. And right there, Mike, it looks as if Alexander's right foot touched some white.
And he wasn't touched by the defender until he was completely up off the ground. You got the shot right there. Whole foot would have to be inbounds. And I think here, even though we don't have a shot directly on the line, clear to see that the heel is on the line. They should put the ball right at that spot.
That's pretty easy after you already saw a replay, Mike, but I got it while it was happening. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, but hey, Goose.
What do you need, Mike?
Play after the catch. The receiver stepped out of bounds with his left foot at the 3.5-yard line. The ball will be placed at the 3.5. Please set the game clock to 9:51. San Francisco will not be charged a timeout.
We knew that was an easy one for you, Mike, so we just brought you in so we could see the outfit. We love the festive colors.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna loan this shirt to Goose too. By the way, I think he'd look great in pink.
I got a pink shirt. Mike, please, I'm working right now. I'll get back to you after the game. I'm not going anywhere. We're snowed in here in St. Louis. Can't get home with all that snow back in the Northeast, so I'll give you a call after the game, Mike.
I can't wait.
Mike can't help us out with our travel. Wish he could. First and goal from the 3. Bradford moving to his right, chased by Lawson. He throws to the end zone. Touchdown! LaRon Robinson.
That's a pretty nice job by quarterback and receiver. Keep your eyes on 19 as he goes across the field. Continues to work. That's such a tough job for Patrick Willis as soon as he stops and plants. His momentum is just too strong. LaRon Robinson in and out of the break, shuts it down, a nice little zone. Sam Bradford, I'm like, hey, you got to throw that ball out of bounds. He hung in there and made a great throw for the touchdown.
Second touchdown of the season for Robinson. Round the extra point. Rams lead by 8.
Proud to introduce to you the 379th Expeditionary Medical Group.
92.
Mighty Medics! And to those at home, far away, our families and friends, thank you for your great support.
Happy holidays.
There's Steve Spagnuolo pregame, making sure he gets an opportunity to thank one of the soldiers who was here today. And that's why Steve Spagnuolo is going to be a great coach in the NFL. He's a sharp mind, great scheme with his defense, but he's just a good person. He's a good guy.
Great guy. Great guy. I want to thank and wish all the military that are watching this program also happy holidays and happy New Year. Thank you.
Absolutely. Ted Ginn stops shy of the 20, and here comes Alex Smith, who will replace Troy Smith, the quarterback for the 49ers, coming up next. A couple of terrific quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers and Eli Manning. Giants and Packers in America's Game of the Week following the Rams and 49ers on Fox.
That doesn't get much bigger than that. We talked about the stakes for our game here today, but the Giant-Packer game, that's just huge at this time of year.
Alex Smith, first overall pick in 05. Packers chose Aaron Rodgers later in that first round. The decision was between Smith and Rodgers, and now Alex Smith in a last gasp for the 49ers, who must win today to stay alive. He has started 9 games this year. Hits Brian Westbrook for a gain of 5.
And I've become a big Alex Smith fan because he's had to face so much controversy during the course of his NFL career, and he just bounces back, and he's always been positive. Troy Smith right there on the sideline. If you're going to make this change now, why did you even make the switch at the beginning of this game? Because Troy Smith is supposed to be the guy that has the intangibles. Everybody's going to lead him. He gives you the opportunity to stretch the field and throw it down the field for the big play. At 22-14 in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes to go, isn't that the guy you want in the lineup?
Westbrook picks up a first down.
I agree, Dal. I think it's almost backwards if you wanted to go and change it. Right, you start Alex, and if he doesn't give you what you want, then you go in with the gunslinger, Troy Smith earlier. We had the communication problem on the sideline in the second half, and it seems like we were wondering who we were going to get and who we were going to see if Troy can go and calm down. It looks like he wasn't able to go and pull it together, so they went with Alex.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Alex Smith fired down. Catch is made by Josh Morgan in Rams territory.
Pretty good pass for coming off the bench there, Darryl.
You ain't kidding. I mean, the guy's been standing on the sideline for the entire game. We saw him warm up a little bit early here in this half. That's a nice job. Steps up in the pocket. Great throw to Josh Morgan.
You know, the pocket was collapsing around him also. He had poise, just kept his head down the field, found the receiver. Very calm in the pocket.
Morgan's first catch today. From the 35, the toss to Westbrook. And he's tackled from behind by Laurinaitis. We're going back to that exchange between Troy Smith and Singletary on the sidelines. How ironic that followed the interception by Singletary's future son-in-law, O.J. Atogwe.
Well, you know, it's part of why he went with Troy Smith today as his starting quarterback, because he is that fiery competitor. And, you know, that's just some of the situations you're going to have. He'll explain to everybody after the game why he went back and made the switch here.
49ers empty the backfield, 2nd down and 9. Westbrook split out to the right. Smith looking his way. Complete to Westbrook, but he loses yardage on the tackle by Darian Stewart.
Good short tackle out in space against Brian Westbrook. I mean, throughout his career, they've been able to get him matched up on the outside, and it doesn't matter if it's a cornerback or it's a guy who plays in the secondary. Brian Westbrook's pretty athletic. Look at that. He does not flinch. Just comes up, runs right through the ball carrier.
Niners must get to the 25. Catch is made by Delaney Walker, and he is tackled 4 yards shy of the marker by Kevin Dockery. So the line of scrimmage, the 29, and with Mike Singletary trailing by 8, he will send out the field goal unit.
You're trying to run a little pick right there. You're bringing the slant route from the outside, and you're going to try and force Kevin Dockery to run that little bubble underneath to get the separation for Delaney Walker, but he plays it really, really well. He's able to stay step for step with Delaney Walker, not get influenced by that other route.
This is a 47-yard attempt. Reed missed from 34 earlier, and this time the kick by Reed is good. So the Niners pull to within 5. They still need a touchdown. 5:41 remaining.
Well, the saga continues with the San Francisco 49ers, and I can't emphasize enough how much stability at the quarterback position means. And it's two teams right here, and the difference between the two, when you've got Sam Bradford and you know he's your future, and for San Francisco, they're not only trying to figure out for 2011, they can't even get it sorted out through Week 16 in 2010.
You think Singletary thought about going for it there on 4th and 4? They were down by 8. They would need a touchdown at a 2-point conversion. They kicked the field goal, but still need a touchdown.
I think the decision to take the points is good, especially if you just made the switch with Alex Smith, give him something positive. You're going to have the opportunity to get the ball back. I would think, you know, their defense has to come out and make a stop here right now, but I mean, St. Louis has not shown offensively the ability to drive and grind out a clock at 5:41, so you're kind of playing the odds. But with Mike Singletary, we've come to know that we never know what to expect.
It looked like Alex Smith was telling everybody to huddle up, giving the signal, you know, where you open your hands and you put your hands together like huddle up, and then it looked like Singletary went in motion. Hey, listen, we're just going to go for the field goal, but I think Alex Smith wanted to go for it.
It was 4th and 4 from the 29.
Just by play call, you would think that 3rd down play, you had anticipated going for it on 4th down if you were short.
Instead, they kicked the field goal, trail by 5, and now must trust their defense. But first, the special teams as Amendola crosses midfield. Danny Amendola finally tackled at the 15-yard line by Thaddeus Gibson. yards on the return.
I tell you what, he's one of the most impressive guys I've seen in the NFL this year. He is as tough as nails. Receiver, returner. I mean, he is absolutely fearless.
Some of his blockers there did a nice job with their hands outside. No one went down to the ground. And I know you, Darryl, you always say if you go and drag a guy down to the ground or somebody goes on the ground, the flag's going to come up. But if you can keep him up, you're not going to see a flag. And that's exactly what happened. We didn't see any flags keeping your guy up, even though you might have held him a little bit.
Career-long return for Amendola. On 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, Steven Jackson tackled after a short gain by Justin Smith.
I think Mike Singletary saw the same thing I did with some of his guys grabbing a little bit, getting grabbed, and no flags being called.
Yeah, it was right at the point where Danny Amendola broke free, but I agree, Goose.
Yeah,
he might have been a little bit outside the framework, but he kept his feet moving, kept his hands inside, in tight, and he never threw him to the ground. He just ran him down the field.
As a defender, you got to sell it. You got to get down, like you say all the time, Darryl.
Second down and 8. Jackson.
Right here on our Fox box, these lights, I went over them a little bit. I'm not that great drawing. Got to get some practice. But the lights, the holiday lights on the Fox box are the timeouts that are left in the game. Both teams have 3 right now. Nice and shiny. They get real dull when they call timeout. So I'll point that out when they call timeout.
As we approach 4 minutes remaining. 3rd down and 7. Toss to Jackson. Rams keep it on the ground. Manny Lawson makes the tackle. And the 49ers will stop the clock, Goose, by using their first timeout as the Rams will set up for a field goal attempt.
Well, this is a nice job by the San Francisco defense after their special teams gave up that big return, because at 25-17 it stays a 1-possession game. By keeping St. Louis out of the end zone and not allowing it to become a 2-possession game, that's huge, especially after all that momentum. You switch quarterbacks, you get a field goal, and then Danny Amendola just takes it all the way down the field on you. Gives the offense great field position, but you can't cash in.
Amendola has drawn comparisons to Wes Welker. They both attended Texas Tech. Amendola spent some time on the practice squads of the Cowboys and the Eagles. A huge game today with 8 receptions, 84-yard kickoff return moments ago. 177 total kick return yards for Amendola today.
It's a big thing about this game. It becomes a numbers game. How does Danny Amendola not stay with Dallas, not stay with Philadelphia? He's the leader in total yards in the NFL right now. How does a guy like that not find a way to stick? And it's just that numbers game that happens each year. Some really, really good football players have to be let go from rosters.
Here's Josh Brown. 28-yard attempt. So the Rams extend their lead back up to 8. So we are right back where we were a couple of minutes ago before Mike Singletary elected to kick the field goal on 4th and 4 after Alex Smith led that scoring drive after replacing Troy Smith. Darryl, the playoff picture in the NFC.
Oh, you can see the importance of our America's Game of the Week. You look right there. You got Green Bay in the hunt, the Giants with a wild card spot if everything ended this afternoon. Atlanta, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but you can see, and here's where the discussion comes in when you have a season like we've had this year. You know, a 12-2 and a 10-4, and then you've got Tampa Bay at 8-6 that's also a part of that NFC South. You know, you're going to have a team that has a better record, the potential to have a better record than one of the teams that's in the playoff. And you always get into the discussion when a situation like that happens. But it doesn't happen on a regular basis. And again, I talked about it earlier. I was a part of one of those teams. And, you know, hey, we weren't going to apologize. If we went into the playoffs at 7-9 as a wild card, I wasn't apologizing to anybody.
All you need is a ticket, too, Darryl. You'll never know what's going to happen if you do get in.
Yeah, you finish the season before 1-15 and then get to the playoffs. That's huge for a young team trying to come together.
Here's Ted Ginn on the return for the 49ers, who need a win today. They will be eliminated from playoff contention if they lose. Rams 1-15 a year ago. Worst record in the entire National Football League. Just 2 years ago, the Miami Dolphins made the playoffs after finishing with the worst record in 2007.
Another 1-15 team.
Rams lead by 8, 3:46 remaining. Second series for Alex Smith in relief of Troy Smith. 49ers start from their own 23-yard line. Smith hit as he throws. Pass intended for Ginn. Darian Stewart with the pressure.
I just don't understand how this doesn't get picked up. Loops in from the outside. You've got to funnel down to the inside. In your protection. You know, Barry Sims, number 65, I know that you're going to turn a defensive lineman loose, but the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. And when you've got Darian Stewart coming in from the inside, you've got to squeeze that down and take him. Take the most dangerous man.
On 2nd and 10, Smith steps up, fires downfield, looking for Vernon Davis. Craig Dahl on the coverage.
Nice timing by Craig Dahl. Now here's your tough matchup right down the seam as the tight end, very athletic. Look at the timing right there by Craig Dahl, right as the ball gets there. Three for 13 because most of them have been this situation, 3rd or 10 plus.
Smith on 3rd and 10, complete for a first down to Vernon Davis out at the 39-yard line.
It's a nice feel. Just a little curl route right into that vacated window.
Alex Smith sees they're going to run some stunts up there on the defensive line, knowing that he's going to have a little extra time.
So it is 7 downs for San Francisco. They must win this game to stay alive. Smith stays on his feet, and the pass is caught by Crabtree. Takes it into Rams territory. Knocked out of bounds by Ron Bartell at the 43-yard line.
All right, we're overloading a side. Now you've got to filter through. There's going to be one unblocked player. You can't block everybody, but the tackle right here, you can't go out on Chris Long. You've got to squeeze inside on Darian Stewart. They just ran that same blitz to the left side and did it to Barry Sims. You got to squeeze down, take the inside guy. I know you don't want to let Chris Long go free, but Darian Stewart's got a cleaner line to your quarterback.
Crabtree over 100 yards for the second time this season. 1st and 10 from the Rams 43. Penalty markers, and the play is blown dead.
False start. Number 76, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Right
Looks
tackle,
like,
Anthony Davis.
Looks like they're trying to get things sorted out there, trying to pick up the little guy or see who's going to slide to the outside. They had help with a fullback in the backfield, but it looks like they weren't paying attention to the snap count. You see it over here on the right side. Anthony Davis just trying to get back there, but he still goes out to Chris Long and leaves that defensive back on the inside wide open for the blitz.
1st and 15 following the penalty. Smith looking for Westbrook.
Well, I know you like this aggressive style, Tony, because at the end of the games, I know how you get frustrated when people all of a sudden start to rush 3 and drop 8 into coverage.
Yeah, that prevent kills me, and I'll tell you what, it just forces the quarterback to make decisions faster. You know, and all of a sudden the offensive lineman, everybody's got to be right for the play to get off, Darryl. And home field advantage doesn't hurt either with the amount of noise you got in the stadium. This dome is rocking right now.
Second and 15. And Smith's pass is caught by Delaney Walker. Kevin Dockery makes the tackle at the 42. And Alex Smith has completed as many passes in his game now as Troy Smith did, 7 apiece. And for Alex, it's his second drive. We welcome those of you who have just joined us. Rams lead the 49ers by 8. Third down and 9 for San Francisco, who must win this game to stay alive. Alex Smith is hit. Ball is loose. And it looks like the Rams have recovered. Fred Robbins, the recovery after the hit by Chris Long.
Well, St. Louis's defense has sacked San Francisco's quarterbacks 3 times, and the ball has gone on the ground. They haven't gotten the first 2, but Chris Long this time gets in, gets the strip on Alex Smith, and finally they're able to get that ball, the most critical one of the afternoon.
Alex Smith did all he could do. He was back there at 7 yards. He was coming up to 5 to go. So the offensive tackles can go and run those defensive backs by. But Long does a great job of reaching in there and getting that ball out.
8.5 sacks for Chris Long, and now Justin Smith into the backfield to wrap up. Steven Jackson, 49ers will use their second timeout. Stop the clock with 2:15 remaining, trailing the Rams by 8 as we head to Los Angeles for a game break with Kirk.
Jacksonville needed to win out and get an Indianapolis loss to make the playoffs and win the division. David Garrard doing his best to keep them alive. 20-yard run on the quarterback draw ties the game with 2:41 left against the Redskins. 17-all. Kenny Moose and Goose.
All right, Kurt, there is Chris Long, whose dad is sitting in the studio with Kurt Menefee. Long with the sack, forced fumble. Recovered by Fred Robbins. Rams with an 8-point lead. And the football with 2:15 on the clock.
A really nice job on that pressure by Chris Long. Recognizing he wasn't going to get the sack, but that Alex Smith had the ball held out in one hand.
The end around to Gibson. Across midfield and then hurdles. And it looks like he has a Rams first down. What an effort by Gibson.
Great effort to get the first down. The only thing he could have done better was make sure he stayed inbounds, take those 7 seconds off that clock to the 2-minute warning. You never know. Like the effort, though, selling out. Making sure he got that first down.
We hurdle Nate Clements. Gibson picks up 14. A win today by the Rams. And it will come down to next week's game. Rams and Seahawks in Seattle for the division win. Playoff berth and a home playoff game. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in St. Louis. It's the Rams by 8. $1:59 remaining here in St. Louis. Rams with a victory today would set up a win and in scenario next week in Seattle. 49ers out with a loss. Some more trickery from the Rams, but it did not fool Reggie Smith as Robinson is tackled back at the 45-yard line.
Well, just the play calls during the course of this drive. Steve Spagnuolo knows that they can't line up and pound it at this San Francisco front. We saw Brandon Gibson with the end around to get the 1 first down. We had that little quick inside fake and then the flip to put Steven Jackson on the perimeter. There's another end around right here. So they understand that they're not matching up well against San Francisco running the ball inside.
Rams now facing a 3rd down and 12 with 1:20 remaining. 49ers electing not to use their 1 remaining timeout. Here's Steven Jackson. And he's wrapped up at the 43. And now San Francisco will use that 3rd and final timeout with 1:13 on the clock.
It's funny, you get into this situation, and as a punter, you know, when you're a kicker and everything comes down to the end of the game and you're out there to win a game on a last-second field goal, there's so much pressure. I love what the coaches tell punters in this situation. So before Donnie Jones goes out on the field, he's going to be told, just get the ball out of there. All right, just make sure it does not get blocked.
And as we saw in last week's Giants-Eagles game, the punter does not always follow instructions.
Exactly. Sometimes they have their own thought process.
So Donnie Jones will punt it away. Ted Ginn to return the punt, 78 yards for a touchdown back in the second quarter, is deep for San Francisco. And a fair catch called for by Ginn at the 19-yard line as we check in once again with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
Well, the Jets and Bears involved in a shootout going down to the final minute. Mark Sanchez, however, picked off by Chris Harris, and that should seal it. 52 seconds left, now down to 23 seconds. Bears going to get the victory, 38-34. The Jets, though, still alive, technically, for the playoffs. Kenny Moose and Goose.
All right, thanks, Kurt. 49ers technically still alive for another minute, 6 seconds. They must win this game to stay alive heading into week 17. They must go 81 yards and then convert a two-point conversion. No timeouts. 49ers trail by 8. Crabtree. And a nice tackle made from behind by Bradley Fletcher.
Really nice tackle. Just got enough. Michael Crabtree about ready to pull away and have a nice run after that catch.
49ers out of timeouts. Second down and 1. 45 seconds remaining. Pass complete to Morgan. And Morgan did not get out of bounds.
His momentum was going backwards.
Alex Smith looking to clock it. He does. With 29 seconds remaining. It will be 2nd and 10 from the 34.
You see it at the end of this. It's not that he didn't go out of bounds, because clearly he is out of bounds. He was going backwards. Momentum was driving him backward. That's why the clock was wound.
'49ers must go 66 yards in 29 seconds. Empty backfield. Alex Smith off the bench in relief of Troy Smith. Smith steps up and then goes down. Fred Robbins, who has had a huge game for the Rams today.
You got everybody deep downfield for San Francisco. They're hustling to get back. Michael Crabtree, Vernon Davis run very deep routes.
Down to 10 seconds remaining, and Smith stops the clock.
Just can't. You've got to know the situation of the game. You don't have any timeouts. Worst case scenario is a sack. Step up in the pocket. Find somebody that's down the field. Get the ball thrown in his area. Incomplete. Stop the clock.
So the 49ers season comes down to this play. 4th down and 10. 9 seconds remaining. They need a touchdown. Smith's pass is caught by Ginn, but he does not get out of bounds.
Hang on, look, there might be 1 second left on that clock.
Clock run all the way down.
Now the officials are heading off the field.
So the St. Louis Rams will have a huge game next week in Seattle as we take one more look at the final play.
I thought there was 1 second left on that clock. But Ted Ginn made the big mistake by not getting out of bounds the first time. Went back into the field, took away the opportunity to get out.
Huge game for the Rams next week. 49ers eliminated. Now to Kurt in Los Angeles.